Well, that's it, Pez. That's the end of the Super 12s, and what an absolute delight it's been to be part of these Super 12s. Perhaps the most super of any 12 teams in any format, in any tournament, when the game's been played in Australia in the rainy season. Welcome back to the Tubs. TGC, of course, is powered by Cred. Cred paydays are bringing insane rewards during this World Cup, all the way until November 13. That's right, they have extended. It was November 6, added an extra week onto that bad boy because people are jumping on board Cred paydays. And you know what, Pez? You know that you can pay any bill with Cred. Any bill you like with Cred, whether it be a credit card, a phone bill, a water bill, electricity bill, any bill you like. And let me tell you, a few blokes that we spoke to outside the ground today, they are pretty keen for an India-Pakistan final. In fact, it seems like they've already made it. They do have to play England first, but that's a very small matter. And if you want a bill to get yourself to the grand final, there'll be bills involved in that. Use Cred. That's how it works. India scored some runs in the game. They batted first, made 186 for 5. And Zimbabwe, you know what? Zimbabwe were just enjoying having a centre wicket, just soaking up the atmosphere.
As you would.
They batted 17.2 overs, but at one point it did look like they were going to chase that down in about 34 to 35 overs. But they ran out of wickets as well because they were bowled out. That's what happened in the game, and it's the end of the Super 12s.
Here goes. I just want to say off the top, you keep mentioning this number 12, and to the viewers out there, it is 12:10 a.m. And TGC is bringing it to you again. Straight after the game, we limped our way home from the MCG. It's gridlock there, and the reason why it's gridlock getting back, we're only working 2 k's from the MCG, is once again the fans turned out. I do want to say from the start, from the top, absolutely stunning atmosphere at the MCG again.
Unreal.
Like, as an Australian, it feels, and I'll just say it earnestly, like, it feels extraordinary to experience the support and the passion of Indian fans. That's no homo stuff. It's unbelievable to walk through the gates. I've been to the MCG dozens and dozens and dozens of times for all sorts of sports. Like, look, India, Pakistan, I get it. It's a unique experience. It's a ferocious rivalry. They don't get to play. India, Zimbabwe, that's with due respect to Zimbabwe, and here's the due respect I'll give them. They are 4s of international cricket. It's 4th grade of international cricket.
Yes.
Yet 82,000 people, the MCG was a picture, and it is hard not to feed off that energy. It really is amazing, and I think like it's a walk in the park for India. This game, we're going to talk about it, but it is maybe people who are watching in India are like, well, that's what happens, when we're involved. But if you get the maths out, like, there's only 800,000 immigrants of India to Australia. Now it's the highest country in Australia, but still, like, people have travelled. There's still 82,000 people there. It's just unbelievable how much people love cricket.
But you are forgetting the famous rivalry of India and Zimbabwe. I am fairly certain there is some land in between those two countries that they do squabble over.
Right.
I think it might be Botswana.
Okay.
I'm not positive, but I do think there is some history there. So it is a big game. The yellow and red team versus the blue and orange. Now, I like the orange. I liked when India had a bit of orange on the collar. That's my takeaway from this game. They don't have it anymore. Look. If you win a World Cup, that jersey becomes iconic. So that may well be the case. I just like talking about jerseys because, I don't know, cricket's sometimes a little bit boring. This occasion, some guys lit it up, sure. I do like the lights, though. I like the colours. I like the fireworks on the screen.
Oh, the boys are limping to the end of the Super 12s.
It's in Zimbabwe. Come on.
First thing he goes is Sky. Sky lights it up. Now, people who look after the algorithms on YouTube might suggest you guys should have got into some Sky gear in the first minute or two. Fuck that. I'm going to get into it now, but we're going to do it well.
Enormous drop-off when I started talking about orange in Botswana.
Surya Kumar Yadav, 61 not out, 61 red of your cricket runs off 25 deliveries.
Fuck yeah.
What can you say? People are saying he's the complete 360 player. Fuck 360. Fuck 720. I'm talking 1080, baby.
Oh, Tony Hawk.
1080p.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't even want to watch it in 1080p anymore. I want some of that 4K experience, and I want it alone. Maybe with goggles on.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Think so.
He can go anywhere at any time.
Yeah.
last night, if you're watching it tomorrow, tonight, it's fucking 12:13, so I could say last night, really.
Rattled.
I'm rattled. Last night, he was the circus master, and by that I mean it was a whippage.
Right.
I'm not calling Zimbabweans animals, but it was just whippage city.
Yeah, okay.
They wanted to go full and wide, step across, whoop. That's just what I was watching. But then he would just go over cover. The bloke is the best T20 batter in the world, bar none.
Yes.
And it was an absolute pleasure to watch that live.
Yeah, no question. Before the tournament, I think he was second in the ratings, which, as we know, they are really reflective. Rizwan was number one, and Rizwan hasn't turned on in this tournament. Rizwan was great for a period of time beforehand. He deserved his number one spot. But what Sky's been doing, we keep saying this, but it's just fucking amazing. There were some conversations before this tournament about, well, can he do it in Australia?
And I'm still asking.
I still am asking because I'd like to see him do it against our boys.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
he won't get a chance, unfortunately, because.
Our pace, we've got that sort of pace barrage.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
sure,
right.
none of our guys are actually literally in the top 10 quick bowlers in the comp, but we've sort of got those pace guys sort of through the chest.
Names, though. It's names.
Yeah, it's a couple of names. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Anyway, Gallows stuff from the
Mate,
Aussies.
I think Sky spent most of the time trying to sweep the ball into his face. He kept missing, so he needs to work on that a little bit during, if as long as Kohli's not being sung happy birthday, which sort of distracts the entire Indian side at training. If he can work on that at training, because he just got it too high over his head. I think he was trying to hit his face.
Well,
because he gave it a good old sweep.
I hope that face is insured because I still keep thinking about his smile, lovely smile. I think it's a good looking
very
man.
lucky lady.
Indeed, but yeah, they went full and wide. It was whippage. It was one of the innings of the tournament. 61 off 25 solidifies his place as I think the best T20 batter in world cricket.
Agreed.
It says a lot about the growing specialisation of the game.
Yep.
That he's clearly the best batter in the world as well.
What's his name? Shastri said whilst Sky was standing next to him, he was like, this guy's a 3-format player. And Sky was just sort of standing there being like, I don't know what to say.
And Sky's like, why didn't you pick me then?
suppose so.
Anyway, anything else? Any superlatives about Sky?
Kohli's out of form, obviously.
Yeah, that's right.
Only 26.
But before we get just earlier, KL Rahul, successive 50s, 51 off 35.
Yeah.
That's all good. But when Sky comes in, that's nice.
Yeah, no
there are still concerns about the openers struggling because they both don't do it at the same time. But my answer to that is, Virat, who's coming in at 3, he's tapering well. Rohit Sharma's tapering really well.
It's a shame for Rishabh as well. He gets 3 off 5 deliveries.
It would have been nice. I wanted to watch it.
Do we bring Dhoni back? I mean, what's doing here?
Oh, of course. Kohli's atop the run scoring charts.
Yeah,
So,
I know. Yeah, he's never really done it in Australia before, though, has he? He's no form.
he hates it in Adelaide too.
Yeah, no good.
He goes, so India post 180, it's what you do. And then they shut it down. 28 for 3, 36 for 5. All the quicks looked good. Everyone picked up a pole, I think. Being there, what can we say
Everyone
about Zimbabwe?
Everyone got a pole, yeah.
Zimbabwe couldn't really hit it off the square. It was one of those, every bowler looked good. Ashwin 3 for 22. So, when that happens, you're sort of like, well, it's a bit, obviously they bowl well, but it's probably a bit of an opposition thing as well. There was a couple of guys that are going out to bat, and Zimbabwe were well behind the rate. And you're sort of thinking, well, if you're a Zimbabwean going out to bat in this scenario, 82,000 fans at the MCG in a World Cup, I'd be knocking it around a bit as well. I just want to have 15 minutes out there.
Fuck
you know
yeah.
what I mean? I got to go with 13s. Oh, fuck that.
Nah.
Let's have a stick.
Some of the batters do average a strike rate under 100.
That's true. That's right.
But you got to take the game deep.
Yeah.
Got to take it deep. Axel went for 40 off 3 overs.
Okay.
There was one period where Raza and friend of the show Ryan Burl were knocking it around. They took down Axel a little bit. I think he went for 28 off his first 2 overs a little bit.
35, I think, Raza and Ryan Burl.
Yeah,
it was a nice partnership. Still didn't get close, but
doesn't mean shit, but
Ryan Burl fucking reverse swept one for 6.
Yeah, that's right. Fuck, that was a good shot.
A great shot, Burley.
But just at the top with Bhuvi K, Shami, it was Bhuvi K, Arshdeep and Shami. They bowled up top there, and it was just great lengths. It looked like it was hard to score.
Nice swung one.
It will be interesting because the final is obviously at the MCG, and as we spoke to all the fans, all 82,000 of them, they all said that we're going to win now, and it's going to be India. It's going to be an India-Pakistan final. So that's locked in.
Well, shall we go into the third thing?
Please.
So what now? So it's the game they dare not whisper. India v Pakistan. Like we were talking to people, and they just started.
Cha-ching.
They were just talking about the final. And I was like, England,
Yeah.
any danger? Does that
Gotta
mean
play
anything?
against England. Nah.
People just started making noises. Like, I mean, I would have thought England were sort of technically favourites.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
It's
That's
not.
right.
It's not really the game we're after, is it?
No,
we're
it's
after
not.
the Kika Guardian experience of India, Pakistan that can't possibly live up to what it was before, and yet we want it again. And like that guy said, and again, and again, and again.
Okay, so if it is an England and New Zealand final, then there's obviously some 2019 stuff involved in that. There'll be heaps of guys from the Kiwis who will be like, "Oh, I want to win this one this time."
I want that
and
too.
then there's Pakistan and what would that
England.
again be? Pakistan, England. Nah, that's not.
So
really,
they already
that's
played each
not-
other 7 times.
not
last-
yeah, exactly.
last
And it was a
week.
great series, so maybe we get an 8th great game. I don't know, but it doesn't feel like it. But I mean, you know, come on, stop fucking around here. Everyone wants India, Pakistan. Everyone wants it.
And was it, you know, I mean, we're gonna do previews of both semi-finals, and we'll say it like Americans.
That's
but Pakistan coming in with a little bit of momentum now, a little bit of wind at their sails. I'm not sure if it's like the Kiwis. I'm just looking at Pakistan. I'm like, nah, it's just got final written all over it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Matthew Hayden's involved in the setup of Pakistan.
Doss.
Mike Hussey's with England, but I think we want Doss. I guess I'm.
Just saying, like I'm saying the first semi, Pakistan, New Zealand. I'm like, it's yeah, all right,
but
Kiwis.
then
If you since you way to a semi, fuck
Yeah,
off.
thank
Let's
you.
go. Let's get Pakistan in there.
Yeah.
And then a couple of calls come in. There's some Virat Adelaide
Right.
stuff. Get them into the final. Let's go, baby.
Well, it's been a very sporting wicket, the MCG. Actually, all the wickets have been. So it will be, that will play a part. Though. I mean, the wicket will be a factor in the game. Maybe
that's a
because they
huge
use
call.
it. Yeah, exactly. Because they bounce the ball on and stuff sometimes.
bounce
Not
the ball
Nawaz,
on.
though, especially in the first over, just sort of throws down about shoulder height. All the best.
I just want to say as well, like as we were exiting the ground, because I suppose we don't get the opportunity to go see India live all the time. There was a little moment, we were well out of the ground. We were trying to find the cab. You had to walk a long way, and we were crossing the road at Flinders Street and Exhibition Street, two big roads, two big streets in Melbourne, around the CBD, and it was a big family occasion tonight. Like you made this point off air. There seemed to be lots of families there tonight. And there was this family crossing the road. It was an Indian family crossing the road.
Right.
And the mum was calling for the little sort of 5-year-old Virat to come back.
Yes.
Slow down, Virat. And now I don't know if she was calling him Virat because that was his hero or that was his name because there's little Virats running around, which would make sense. But it is actually quite a lovely thing in Australia. I just want to say earnestly that this is the emerging new face of Australians that we don't present out to the rest of the world very often. But I hope there's young Virats who are going to this game who can be caught in the Australian system and can start playing for us. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
I just thought it was really nice to hear. That's the changing face of Australia. We're seeing a lot more of that, and I hope there are new Virats and Suryas playing for Australia soon. On to hashtag AskTGC in a very different spirit.
Quite a different spirit.
This is not even submitted to the great cricketers specifically, but someone has tagged us in. Somebody called Akshay Garg wrote, I don't know whether it was to themselves in a blog or whatever, but it's on the internet.
LinkedIn post?
Not sure. And Akshay writes, I'm not gay, but I want to live in a log cabin in the woods with Surya Kumar Yadav. We won't ever have sex, but there will be a simmering erotic undercurrent as I stand in the kitchen window watching him tighten his ass as he chops wood, shirtless, sweat pouring off his body. I'll run upstairs and masturbate, the entire time forcing myself to think of women while my thoughts drift back to Surya. I won't be able to climax and I'll eventually go back downstairs, angry. Sometimes we will look across the table and catch each other's eyes, and in that second anything is possible, but we both deny ourselves and go back to what we were doing. One day one of us will die and the other will bury him outside the log cabin. Then they'll go inside, pen a brief missive to their departed friend and commit suicide, never able to deal with life without their one true platonic love. Thoughts?
I'm pretty sure that's the plot of Brokeback Mountain. And you know what? In many ways, cricket, I wish I knew how to quit you.